Emmerdale will see Mackenzie Boyd lure Ross Barton to a remote barn next week, where their confrontation spirals out of control and ends with Ross being shoved from a mezzanine level. After keeping the shocking secret that Ross is baby Leyla's biological father bottled up for weeks, Mack can no longer conceal the anger and resentment he feels toward his former friend. Concerned by Mack's increasingly unusual behavior, Ross begins to suspect that the truth about his one-night encounter with Charity has been uncovered. His fears are confirmed when Mack takes him to an isolated barn and demands an explanation, setting the stage for a violent clash. Mack discovered the heartbreaking truth a few weeks earlier and has also been struggling with the devastating revelation that Charity was blackmailed and sexually assaulted by the cruel Dr. Todd. Carrying the weight of both betrayals has left him emotionally overwhelmed. Although Mack's emotions toward Charity remain complicated, his feelings about Ross are far less conflicted. The pair had built a strong friendship, despite being part of the same extended family, but Ross's affair with Charity and his role in hiding the truth about Leyla have completely shattered that trust. With no one else around, Mack insists that Ross finally admit his involvement in keeping Leyla's true parentage a secret. Their heated exchange quickly turns physical as Mack's rage boils over, leading him to lash out. Lawrence Robb explained, tempers explode, harsh words are exchanged, and the confrontation soon becomes a fight. Mack pushes Ross over the edge. At that moment, he's not trying to kill him, he simply wants to make him suffer. He does exactly that before walking away. While Mack leaves the scene after the incident, Ross's fate is left uncertain. What is clear, however, is that the betrayal will have lasting consequences, changing the lives of everyone involved. The big question remains whether Mack will ever be able to forgive either Charity or Ross. Discussing the future, Lawrence added, "That's the million-dollar question. When someone betrays you, is genuine forgiveness even possible? I think Mack and Charity are only covering the wound rather than healing it. Mack barely has time to process everything because his instinct is to switch straight into protection mode." He continued, "Sarah and Jacob still have no idea what has happened. It's now up to the writers and producers to decide when the truth comes out and what impact it will have on everyone." Emmerdale newcomer Serena will find herself under growing suspicion next week after Robert Sugden is left unconscious in a frightening farm accident. Robert is struck by a runaway farm trailer, and although Serena rushes to help and comes to his rescue, Aaron Dingle cannot shake the feeling that her actions may not be as innocent as they appear. Serena has already raised Aaron's suspicions by repeatedly asking questions about his former husband, John. As more of her hidden past comes to light, the Sugden family is rocked by a revelation that leaves everyone stunned. An Emmerdale insider explained, "Robert's accident only fuels Aaron's doubts about Serena. The last unexpected Sugden relative who arrived in the village had a disturbing habit of putting lives in danger before becoming the hero. Aaron is terrified that history could be repeating itself, especially because Serena seems unusually fixated on John. After pushing Aaron too far with her constant questioning and making him uneasy in his own home, Serena quietly hides the research stored on her laptop from both Robert and Vanessa Woodfield. Meanwhile, Vanessa tells Moira Dingle that Serena had been asking about Nate's murder. The conversation immediately worries Moira, who fears Serena could eventually uncover the complete truth surrounding John's death. Later at Wishingwell, Moira advises Robert to be careful around his curious cousin. Although Robert enjoys getting to know Serena, Moira believes her interest goes far beyond simple curiosity. She urges him to keep Victoria's involvement in John's death a closely guarded secret. However, everything changes when Kev Townsend suddenly realizes where he recognizes Serena from. The insider teased, Serena's hidden secret completely changes the atmosphere at Emmerdale Farm. We can't reveal exactly what she's concealing, but the truth has the potential to tear the family apart. Aaron is determined to stop anyone with hidden intentions from becoming part of their lives, but whether Robert takes his fiancée's concerns seriously remains to be seen. As tensions continue to build, Robert is later knocked unconscious after being hit by an out-of-control farm trailer during a walk. Serena is nearby when the accident happens and quickly takes him inside to treat his injuries. However, once Aaron discovers that she was conveniently at the scene, he immediately begins to suspect something isn't right. The source continued, "After everything that happened with John, Aaron isn't ignoring warning signs anymore. Regardless of how much Robert trusts his cousin, Aaron remains convinced that Serena can't be trusted. Family or not, he'll be watching her every move." With help from Chas, Aaron keeps Serena under close observation. Before long, the pair uncover something she has been secretly doing behind everyone's backs, leaving them completely shocked. What exactly is Serena hiding from Aaron and Robert, and what will happen when the truth is finally exposed? Robert caught in shocking Emmerdale accident as Serena's hidden truth begins to surface. Since arriving in the village, Serena Sugden has appeared to be hiding far more than she's willing to admit. As her closely guarded secrets begin to unravel, Robert Sugden finds himself at the center of a dramatic chain of events. From the moment she arrived, Serena's friendly personality seemed almost too perfect to be genuine. Soap fans know that newcomers who quickly become everyone's confidant often turn out to have hidden agendas. Although Serena isn't necessarily as dangerous as some notorious villains, she earned Charity Dingle's trust by supporting her through a mental health crisis following Dr. Todd's horrific assault and the emotional burden of the surrogacy baby deception. She also formed a surprisingly close friendship with Sarah Sugden in a very short space of time. Before long, Serena had become part of village life, with the locals welcoming her into their homes and treating her like one of their own. While Serena may not be a killer herself, she has shown an unusual fascination with those who are. She has repeatedly questioned villagers about the late John, Robert's dangerous half-brother. Robert, however, has enjoyed reconnecting with his long-lost cousin and sees no reason to doubt her intentions. Not everyone shares Robert's confidence. Kev Townsend has been suspicious of Serena from the beginning and believes something about her simply doesn't add up. Kev becomes convinced that he has seen Serena somewhere before. Having spent years in prison, he struggles to place exactly where their paths may have crossed. Was she connected to law enforcement, involved in a criminal case, or working in another role entirely? The answers are finally set to emerge, and the consequences will prove devastating for Robert. In upcoming episodes, Serena's increasingly strange behavior raises concerns among several villagers, creating growing tension throughout the community. After Serena secretly conceals research stored on her laptop from Robert and Vanessa, Vanessa becomes suspicious and informs Ross Barton that Serena has been asking questions about John. Alarmed by the news, Moira warns Robert that Serena must never discover the full story surrounding John's death. At the same time, Kev suddenly remembers exactly where he knows Serena from and immediately shares the shocking information with Robert. Soon afterwards, Robert is walking across a field when a runaway farm trailer crashes into him, leaving him unconscious. The frightening incident immediately raises questions about whether it was simply a terrible accident or something far more deliberate. Aaron Dingle is deeply worried about Robert and quickly becomes suspicious when he learns Serena was conveniently nearby when the accident happened. Emmerdale airs on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.